Football has, for a long time, had a huge issue with homophobia. Players across the game live in fear of publicly coming out because of the ridicule that they may face. The first ever professional footballer to publicly come out as gay was Justin Fashanu. Fashanu today remains an inspiration amongst the LGBT community, but sadly his sexuality led to vitriol from many before he tragically ended up taking his own life. This is a story of the life of Justin Fashanu. Justin Fashanu was born in Hackney, London, on the 19th of February 1961. He was the son of a Nigerian barrister and Guyanese nurse. When his parents split up, he and his brother John were moved to a Barnardo's care home before being adopted by foster parents in Norfolk. Fashanu exhibited excellent sporting prestige from a young age, becoming a high-quality boxer, and was seriously considering pursuing this sport as a career. However, his footballing ability also prevailed, and after being spotted playing school football by Norwich scout John Sainty, he would sign for Norwich as an apprentice. He signed his first professional contract with the Canaries in 1978, when he was 17 years old, and soon broke into the first team. He truly made his name in 1980, when he scored a stunning volley against Liverpool, a strike that would win goal of the season. He netted 19 goals in the 80-81 campaign, but unfortunately this would not save Norwich from relegation. Fashanu was attracting interest for his talents, especially from Brian Clough. In 1981, Justin Fashanu was signed for Nottingham Forest for £1 million. At the time, Forest were undergoing a rebuild, with Clough clearing out many players who had helped them to consecutive European titles. It was hoped that Fashanu would be a key figure in Clough's new side, but sadly, things did not go to plan. He would only score 3 goals in his one full season with Forest, and it must be said that his relationship with Brian Clough was not pleasant. Clough was disturbed by the rumours about Fashanu constantly visiting gay clubs and bars, and eventually banned him from training with the side. Fashanu had to be escorted off the premises by police when he tried to defy the ban, and Clough later said that Fashanu's goal of the season had conned him out of £1 million. He had a brief loan spell at Southampton, where he got his career back on track, before travelling down the Trent to join Notts County. He netted 20 times in 64 games for the club, but this failed to prevent them from suffering successive relegations. Fashanu unfortunately continued suffering abuse, along with the racial slurs black players would face week after week. As rumours about his lifestyle spread, he would also be bombarded with homophobic abuse by fans. The rumours were often heard by fellow players, who he said often joked maliciously about his sexuality, making him feel isolated. He had a brief spell with Brighton and Hove Albion, but his career was in jeopardy when he suffered a knee injury. Fashanu went to America for surgery and managed to get back on the pitch, playing for both Los Angeles Heat and Edmonton Brickmen. He continued his journeyman nature, returning to England to play for Manchester City and West Ham, and turning out for teams in America, Scotland and English non-league. In 1990, Justin Fashanu made a big decision. He publicly came out as gay in the press, saying he wanted to stop living a lie. Sadly, he received huge backlash for it. His brother John openly disowned Justin after he came out, and later admitted he had offered Justin a sum of £75,000 to keep quiet, fearing the shame it would bring the family. Justin's coming out came with a media storm, at a time when the Conservative government was keen to oppress homosexuality. His teammates refused to change with him after games, and so he often had to change in the referee's dressing room. At one club, he was asked to take a HIV test as part of a medical. Fashanu around this time had become a born-again Christian, but he received little support from the church. He was told to not be gay by figures at the church, and was often left in tears by the abuse he received, with some suggesting he should receive cure therapy for his sexuality. Fashanu continued his playing career, and although he did receive support from some, the hatred would overshadow it and follow him wherever he went. He retired from the game in 1997, but his time on this earth was close to an end. In 1998, a 17-year-old boy from Maryland claimed that Justin Fashanu had sexually assaulted him. The police questioned Fashanu in April and would later arrive at his flat with an arrest warrant, but by this time, Fashanu had fled to England. The accusation overwhelmed Fashanu, and in the end, it got the better of him. On the 3rd of May 1998, Justin Fashanu hanged himself in a garage in Shoreditch, London. In his suicide note, he said that the sex was consensual and that he felt he would not get a fair trial due to his homosexuality. He was 37 years old. The life of Justin Fashanu is one of football's greatest tragedies. He was demonised simply for his sexuality, when the game should have supported him and used his story to fight the bigotry on show. With how Fashanu was treated after he came out, it is no wonder that LGBT footballers do not come out, and the game needs to offer more support to its gay community to stop them having to live in fear. The Justin Fashanu Foundation was set up by his niece, Amul Fashanu, with the aim of tackling discrimination in football and making the game a better place. In 2022, Blackpool striker Jake Daniels came out as gay, the only currently active British professional footballer to do so, and received a huge outpouring of support for his decision. Had Justin Fashanu received such support, he might still be with us today. The fact that Daniel's sexuality had been accepted shows that the game had taken a step in the right direction, and although there is still a long way to go in the fight against homophobia, this served as a huge moment. Justin Fashanu was a trailblazer for both sexual and racial equality in football, and hopefully his story will inspire further steps to make the game a safe place for everyone.